Dean, hey, congratulations on your new film, The Parenting.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I love it. I can't wait for people to see it.
I know it is a whole lot of fun, especially a horror comedy like this, but we have to hear it from you first. Is what initially drew you that you wanted to be part of this project?
Well, my manager sent me the script and he liked it, and I just immediately fell in love with the character of Cliff. I thought it was a really interesting genre, kind of melding of this horror and comedy stuff. I'm always looking for comedy to kind of offset the serious roles I normally do. So that was a big part of it. And then, on top of that, it's Lisa Kudrow's my wife. Comedy. I mean, she's the comic genius. And to get in the chance to work with her, not to mention Parker Posey and Edie Falco and Brian Cox and the two boys were just, it was such a great cast. And we had such a blast off camera that it was one of the most fun movies I've ever done. And that just happened after the casting. But originally, yeah, just seeing how they wove the horror and the comedy together, I thought was just really, brilliant. So
Now, one of the things like you mentioned is like switching back and forth between, drama and comedy. How do you pull that off? Because from what I talk to a lot of people, comedy is hard.
yeah, well, there's the old saying in the business, death is hard, but comedy's harder. And it's just it what makes it kind of easy for this show was that we just felt so comfortable with each other. I know Lisa and I just really hit it off, and off camera, and it just made us comfortable. You had to be comfortable and relaxed and feeling comfortable with the people you're around. And when you're around people like Lisa and Edie and Brian Cox, you're looking to go, okay, let's just play this out, and you trust that everybody else is going to be on the same page. And of course they always are, because they're great at what they do. So
So how does one develop a chemistry amongst an ensemble? Because this is not, like a one-on-one relationship with individual characters. It's like a whole team effort because in its own way, it's not just a horror. It's like a family comedy itself.
well, that's what I've been telling everybody. I looked at it as a family comedy, as and the horror just kind of just added elements that you had to deal with in that family comedy. You know, we just hit it off, man. Lisa and Parker and I all in the same house, Edie next to us. The boys would come over. We'd have movie nights and game nights, and we go out to eat together, and it just really felt comfortable off camera before we started filming, and I think that just translated into the movie. Vivian Bang as well, which we would just all hang out and cookouts and do little trips, to little local trips together, and it was just yeah, it was great. It was really one of the most fun um, offset groups I've ever been around, and we still have a group text chain that and this was about 2 years ago when we did this, so still in touch.
Dean, let me wrap it up with one last question because the most best scene that I love you in is actually the fight with the dog. Can you tell us can you tell us about pulling that off? Because I was laughing so
Yeah,
hard.
that was a really fun day. I had to approach that like not reasonably or rational or normal way. It's just like, you know what? He's the guy. He's gonna fix it one way or the other. And if it takes sticking a finger up the ass of the dog to get him to let go, he's gonna do it. And then for his wife, all of he says, "Don't fuck with my wife." Um, I love that scene too, and I thought it showed in the extreme, his what he's willing to do for his family, and he's going to save his wife no matter what, and I thought that kind of was, it was sweet in a way. It was funny, but it was also sweet that's the kind of guy he is.
You got to do more comedies, Dean. But thank
Yeah,
you very much for this conversation about the parenting. Really appreciate it.
thank you, man. Appreciate you too.